December 2, 2010. Zurich, Switzerland. Snow drifted across the city as the football world gathered inside the Messe Zurich Convention Center. Under the glare of television lights, FIFA President Sepp Blatter reached into an envelope, paused, and delivered a single word: Qatar. The Qatari delegation erupted in celebration. Tears flowed. Cameras flashed. Across the room, many were left wondering how a tiny desert nation with extreme summer heat, almost no football infrastructure, and no World Cup history had just won the biggest tournament on Earth. The answer wasn't on the stage. It began years earlier, behind closed hotel doors, in private meetings, luxury dinners, and conversations the public was never meant to see. At the center of FIFA's power structure sat the executive committee. 24 men whose votes determined where the World Cup would go. Their votes were among the most valuable assets in world football. One man understood that better than anyone. Mohamed Bin Hammam, a wealthy and influential Qatari football official, Bin Hammam spent years building relationships throughout FIFA's global network. Quietly, patiently, away from the spotlight. As the vote approached, money began appearing across football federations in Africa, Asia, and the Caribbean. Development funds arrived. Private payments followed. Years later, investigative journalists uncovered emails, contracts, and bank records that painted a troubling picture. Not a sporting competition, a purchasing operation. Bin Hammam denied wrongdoing. FIFA investigated. Nothing changed. The vote stood. Construction began. Workers arrived from Nepal, Bangladesh, India, Sri Lanka, Kenya, and the Philippines. Many borrowed money simply for the chance to work in Qatar. When they arrived, their passports were taken. Under the kafala system, leaving an employer often meant leaving without freedom. They were sent into the desert to build stadiums under brutal heat. Over the next decade, thousands of migrant workers would die. Officials called many of the deaths natural causes. Researchers pointed toward another explanation: heat, exhaustion. Men pushed beyond human limits. One of them was Sanjit Kumar Katka. He left Nepal at 26 years old, healthy and hopeful. For months, he sent money home. Then the payments stopped. Soon after, his family received a phone call. The death certificate listed cardiac arrest. His body returned home in a sealed coffin. His mother never saw his face again. While workers paid the human cost, investigators were finally closing in on FIFA itself. The FBI had spent years building a corruption case, aided by Chuck Blazer, a senior FIFA official who secretly recorded conversations with some of the most powerful men in world football. Then, on May 27, 2015, everything changed. Before dawn, Swiss police entered Zurich's Bar au Lac hotel and arrested senior FIFA officials. Days later, U.S. prosecutors announced sweeping corruption charges involving millions of dollars in illicit payments. Soon after, Sepp Blatter resigned. But the stadiums kept rising. 8 enormous arenas emerged from the desert. Qatar spent an estimated $220 billion transforming the country with highways, rail systems, and entirely new cities. Then came 2022. The world arrived. The matches were played. The goals were scored. Billions watched. Yet beneath the lights and celebration remained a question that never fully disappeared. What did it cost? Because somewhere beneath those stadiums lies a story not measured in trophies, television ratings, or billions of dollars. A story measured in lives. It all began with a single word: Qatar. The world cheered, and the sand kept its secrets.